Well, welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. This is your host, Chris and Deepom here. We're back with Season 5, Episode 17 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Honeymoon. This time I actually had the right synopsis. Last week I didn't read the right synopsis. That's why it was off.
They also screw with the synopsis.
They do, but that one was really just my fault. When an agent's life hangs in the balance, Fitz Simmons and Yo-Yo attempt to neutralize a weapon that can play a role in Earth's destruction. So here's the funny thing about this: the agent's life. Well, okay, Deke's not an agent, so let's Daisy was right on that one. He's not an agent,
but he was right too. Stop treating me like an agent, then.
Okay, I mean, I'm just saying.
If I don't work here, don't ask me to get shit off the shelves.
right. Well, then don't put a red shirt on and walk through Target, or put a blue shirt and walk through Walmart. You made it
very clear. I don't work here. Then stop telling me to.
I'm just saying. Don't wear the uniform then.
I see both sides. Oh, I see both sides.
You see both sides. I will say this though. We're gonna be jumping around this episode. I know a lot, but when Deke got shot and they were like, we're getting him back so Fitz can so Simmons can help. I was like, ooh, now wouldn't that be something there? Because they're out here thinking they're invincible, they forget that maybe they end up killing their own grandson because they're out here doing all this other stuff and they're not back at the.
You guys had to be super extra, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, you guys are over here. So anyway, yeah, it's.
This is a great episode. I feel redundant in saying it because I feel like we do it every week. We just tell you how great the episode was. But once again, I'm going to repeat myself. What a great fucking episode.
Again, we talk about this all the time, and again, I bring up Legends because I think this is how you do shows where you have multiple cast members that work really well together that can hold their own segments of an episode. Maybe they can't hold an entire episode, but this is where I think that, I think part of structurally wise, the Flash has some problems is, they want to have things with Cisco because Cisco is, a great character and people like him. You want to have things like, we've actually gotten less and less Joe West in these episodes, in these shows, but Joe West is good. Remember one of the things they used to do in season 1? Team up Cisco and Joe West. That makes a good team, and you can do a whole segment of an episode and then tie it in later, because that's what Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and what Legend of Tomorrow do. They break their show off into segments, and you get these really powerful, and they don't have to be long, but you get these really great moments here. I mean, there are several times in this episode where you get different moments with different people that they don't last long, but they're super impactful. Like, we'll get to the May Coulson conversation in a bit, but that was what, maybe 60 seconds?
Yeah, right?
But it was so impactful, and it tied into everything that's going on here, and then she just drops a mic and walks away. You're like, fuck, and then we never come back to it because we know we'll eventually will, but that's all you needed for this episode. You get Piper and Mac doing two things that neither one of them know how to do, which is literally conduct surgery, and it works. Like, you have to find these parts where you can do this when you have these big casts, where you have all these parts that you want to work together, and no other show to me does it like Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. does. It just, and they treat the audience like they're mature. Like, we get the beginning of the episode where Daisy and them are like, oh, well, we can't find them. We don't know where Coulson is. We can't see them in the cloud cover. She's like, we'll set the plane down. We'll go from there. And you don't get moments of them trying to find Dick, setting the Zephyr down and them splitting down the teams. Nope. What happens is, Ruby shows up to try to kill Coulson. Next thing you know, Daisy comes out of nowhere with her powers. That's all you needed. We didn't need we didn't need to see we need to see the details of the Zephyr being set down and the team going out and how they actually found that exact location where Coulson lived. We didn't need any of that shit. It didn't matter. She showed up right on time. That's all we care about.
Right.
And it kind of reminded me the time, what was it? Was it season 3, the beginning of season 3, where she shows up with her powers and she uses her power to save somebody, and she walks on. You see the powers come in the focus, and then she walks into the screen. That's what that's what that reminded me of when she saved Coulson. Coulson's first thing is, you got your powers back. Long story.
It's a long story. I'm sure it is.
Right. And you know what? They don't have this. They don't have it. They don't have the conversation. We never see them have the conversation because it doesn't matter. It's the show is off to running, and we got different shit to do. You know
exactly.
Yeah. How'd you find us, Robin? A little bit like cheating, isn't it? Shut up.
Thought you were an agent.
Right. Just come on. It doesn't really matter. And damn them for making me care about Talbot only to have it ripped away from me.
They did a really good job with that though, because I was invested in Gwen Talbot's story.
We
know it ends poorly.
When he's in the snow and he's in there talking, and he's like, "No, I need a minute." Phil's like, "It was like, no, you've left me before. You just treat it like you did." Then he's like, and Phil's like, "Nah, man, we didn't mean to leave you. I wish I could find you." Like, I'm just like, oh man, it got me feeling for Talbot.
Coulson was real. He was like, we did not mean to leave you.
Right. I wish I had found you sooner. I'm just like, oh man. Then when Daisy shows up with him, he's about to throw something at her. He's like, sorry, just reflexes. And then he's talking about, I need to talk to my son. I need to let my son know that I'm okay. And then you get this whole thing of, again, they find ways of connecting characters that, yes, we know the connections are there, but you don't think about it. And Daisy going, I wish I could have talked to my father.
I wish I'd known my dad cared.
Right. And I'm like, damn, that's true shit.
That's a good motivation. You've done a really good job. We've watched that play out this entire series. It's basically the crux of the first 2 seasons.
Right. And then even now here with May and Coulson basically being her surrogate parents, same thing here, And so she hands him the phone, you're like, oh man, yeah, you gotta talk to the son. That's great. And then they showed that they're basically brainwashed. I'm like,
Well, it also makes you wonder if his desire to call his son was part of the brainwashing.
I think that was real, though. I think that was real.
We don't know.
Well, true.
Call me a cynic.
True. Because they would have to know that, yeah, you're right. Because Hale did send that woman to go do that as a contingency plan, so...
Yeah, it wasn't like they had to trace the call. They were waiting on that call.
Yeah, so I'm just like, you assholes. Why you gotta make me care about
that's what they do.
It is what they do, isn't it? As soon as I care about something, they
take it away from me.
They take it away from me. Or when they give it to you finally, you start going, maybe they should take it away again? Like, maybe Fitz and Simmons shouldn't have gotten married because now they really have come Fitz Simmons. Like
they got something to lose now.
They got something to lose, and now I'm not sure. Like I'm watching them go, and I'm like, again, this episode should have been called Full Circle because I'm glad they kind of mentioned it because the first thing I thought of when I was like, wait, they're gonna jump on the airplane, but wait a minute, I remember this is the whole thing. Like when they, when Ward threw Simmons out there, well, not Ward, he didn't throw her out there. When Simmons got thrown out of the airplane and Ward went after her and just jumped out to go save her life. Save her life. And now they're like, we come a long way, and then they both jump out of the airplane on purpose. I'm like...
Yeah, they don't just jump out of the airplane on purpose. Fitz doesn't have his parachute on when he opens the door.
Yeah, you're right.
I was like, you cocky son of a bitch. I was like, keep playing, asshole.
I'm like, oh my God, you guys are fuck, man. Like, it was so good. Like, well, not only that, and then they get on the ground, guns out, they're fucking agents, and I'm like, you're the tech and the medical police.
You're the guys who Ward didn't want in the field with them.
Right.
When this started, he was complaining to management like, you can't have me out there watching their backs. They don't belong in the field.
Again, what makes this season so good is, and it's so funny, right? Because we just did our Arrow review, and I'm not even saying anything bad about Arrow. It's like the episode was called Fundamentals, right? You're basically having Oliver struggling with getting back to the bases, getting back to what he was when he first started it off with his mission. And you're looking at Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and in some ways, this is about them, like, acknowledging where they came from, but also realizing that they can't go back, and that's no longer who they were, and still giving us those head nods to that. And it's just, oh my God, it's just, it feels so good. You know, it feels so good.
It's fulfilling because we've been here and it's paying off the things that we've seen from day one, from Jump Street.
Mm-hmm.
It's really saying, and I think some people say, oh, that's a callback for callback's sake. I say it's not, because it's a direct line tracking the development and growth of these characters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have to show the way you keep a show fresh with all these characters, and it's something that I think that a lot of shows run into problems with some of their characters because they complete their arc, right? What Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. has done is characters don't complete their arc. They complete an arc and then they evolve into something else. And what we've seen with Fitz and Simmons is we've seen them evolve. You've seen them go from, you know, just being the tech support to, you know, with the awkwardness between the two, you know, because Fitz is clearly in love with Simmons, to Simmons being protective of Fitz when he hurts because he had protected her, to then Fitz trying to protect and save Simmons, to them to then you turn everything on its head when you have Fitz in the framework, to now they're together. So like when Yo-Yo's like, yo, I'll stay, you go, she's like, no, we made a promise, we don't leave each other. So now, honestly, as much as we used to call them Fitz Simmons together because they were one entity, they really are. And that goes back to that actually is a callback, because when they first started, it was like, oh yeah, no, they're Fitz and Simmons, they're like one and the same. But that was like the joke, right? They weren't. I mean, they were two different people, but that was the joke. Now they really are one. They're married, and so now they refuse to leave each other's side, because now you have to look at them as one entity, and that's a completely different thing for this group. For this dynamic. So now, it's what he was, and now they also think they can't die,
right?
Which just adds to the and I'm sorry, what happens in this episode only kind of adds to that, but then also
which is infuriating as hell.
But it's infuriating, but also then they see that fuck, that also got them in trouble, because now if you don't die, that means you do whatever Ruby tells you to do. Right. So it's just. Oh my God! It is an amazing. It's amazing writing. Like this, there should be master classes on character development and characters.
Well, and I think what's even funnier is, I was thinking about that too. But really, if you think about what they're doing, Chris, they're just writing a comic book.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, and that's the craziest part about, like, this is they've just created a comic book where we are on the edge of our seat to see what happens next month. And fortunately enough for us. There's no fill-in artists. There's no missed deadlines. And it's not a whole month. It's a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it goes back to show you that, hey, when you come to adapting things from comic books are a very unique... it's one of those things that I think that... And maybe they'll find out soon. And again, I think Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. should be the model for this. That the best medium for comic books to be translated is TV, because the formats are very, very similar. And what you can do, you can tell a piece of a story that builds into a larger narrative. That's what comic books are. That's what TV is. Each week, like each month is a different part of the story for a comic book. Each week is a different part of the story for a TV show. It's the same thing. It's like you can, when you find people that understand that and have seen how these stories are done, you can tell some amazing stories and then keep it going with these through lines with all these people. I mean, even down to fucking, like, the whole thing they're doing with Anton right now, your Superior Man, is just like, there's a guy who came in last year. We were like, oh, I don't know about this guy. Okay, whatever. Then slowly you start going, oh, okay, this dude is, okay, he give me a problem. And then we end the last season, we're like, oh, well, he's around somewhere, but who really cares? he pops back up, and you're saying like he's still on that same shit. Now he wants to go to the chamber, which basically, can we just admit that is, like, nobody said it, but it's like that's Captain America's chamber, guys.
It really is, right?
That's the chamber that they made the Cap in, right? And I know we've been seeing like images of it, like the drawings and things like that. It didn't look like it, but now I see it. Still, when Fitz took the sheet off, I'm like, that's Cap's chamber. They just remade Cap's chamber, and I know that's what we were talking about doing. That this is all based on like because just with everything in the Marvel universe ties back to the Super Soldier program.
This is one of the things I really like about it. It ties it similarly. They do the same thing in the Ultimate universe,
right?
Where everything ties back to that too, and it's one of those things that, as you look back, it makes sense as a logical focal point.
Yeah, and so seeing that there, and then not having anybody say like, I actually like the fact that nobody said it on the show.
Right, me too.
Because I'm just like, oh, but that's no, wait, you guys know that's. They might even be the same set design. Like, that's exactly what they did. They just changed the logo on it. So, but it makes sense for what they're trying to do and what's going on. And the idea that Anton would want to be in there, superior man, his whole superior man shit, that all that shit makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, just everything they've done there. Yeah. I don't know. I just fucking love that shit. I do that. I love the. What are we going to do? Sneak past them? Let's call that plan A. That sounds ambitious. Yes, it does. Yes, very, very ambitious. All right, let's talk about this Daisy versus Ruby fight, because that's just a teaser, because we're going to need some more.
And I think we're going to get it. And I don't know if us getting that fight is going to be what ends the world, but I think it might be.
Oh, yeah, because, yeah. But yeah, like Ruby dodged that blast from Daisy, and I was like, yeah, she can't go to the chamber because she couldn't really be a problem.
Yeah, and then Daisy stopped shooting. I was like, no, Daisy. The lesson to be learned was not, I can't hit her. It was I didn't hit her at that time.
Oh well, no, I think what Daisy realized was that I can still beat this chick's ass without the powers, and she kind of did.
Well, it's like those people who say I can have fun without drinking. I can walk to California. There's one way to get there quicker.
It's the thing. Well, it's the thing that villains used to do all the time, and like I don't do it as much anymore. But in like late '90s, early 2000 movies, where it's like I can fight you without the weapon. They take all
that Goku shit.
They take all their guns off. They take the knives out. I'm like, no, I'm keeping my gun.
Yeah, you silly bastards, keep your guns.
I'm not doing that. So
fair fights.
Yeah, no. So that was not going to go. And Ruby going to the chamber and doing whatever and getting any kind of powers, it's going to be a problem because Ruby is crazy.
Ruby's very crazy.
I thought she was going to kill her mom. I'm actually
I'm still convinced she did. I might even show it. Like they definitely filmed her killing her. Look, let's do this one take. One just see how it would look.
Right. Just
we know we can't use it. I just want to have it.
Just in case. Just in case. And then her and Strucker are really a bad combo. Because
you can't have two crazy people in a relationship.
No.
That's how people get killed.
Yeah. He walked in that room and killed everybody but the one dude. I was like, yeah, see, this is a problem with Hale. It's like you, and I love again, there's some really good conversation here, but like when Hale didn't realize like you've kind of lost Ruby already. You're basically doing to her. And Ruby said to her, you're doing to me what Whitehall did to you. You're not giving me a choice.
Which is true.
And you pretty much backed her into a corner to the part where she's realized that you're my weakness, and that she doesn't need you. And that's the fucking problem. You can't do that. You can't use somebody who has all the cards and can kill you and whoop your ass and then try to boss them around like you still got the control. Hell, what do you have? You have nothing. Like you've made a monster, and then you've locked her up. Like you literally brought her in, and you're still you're still treating her like a child. So you brought her in, and you told her you locked her into her room. You took all her stuff away. You took her posters down. So it's like you have this really,
which was just petty.
well, it's petty, and it's Hale hasn't figured out if she wants to be a mom, or actually, I think she has. She's trying to. She's figured out she wants to be this leader of Hydra or whatever, this Hydra cell, but she's trying to pretend like she's still a mom, and you can't do both. But this also goes back to why I said that I thought it was really, really great that, you know, we also got that in the Arrow episode this week, because Arrow, you know, Oliver's having the same conversation about, you know, I can't do all this. I can't be mayor. I can't be a husband. I can't be a father. I can't be the Green Arrow. I can't be a team. I can't do all these things as one. I'm pulling myself in too many different directions. Here you kind of see that happening on this show, at least. They were going into more details, though, and they've been showing you how this has happened. And you have Hale realizing that she's losing her daughter because she's been so focused on all this stuff, you know, and also realizing that, you know, her daughter is her weakness. And she can't be an effective leader of Hydra while she still has the weakness of her daughter, because she doesn't, you know, what are you doing here? You can't have it both. You can't treat her like you would treat a subordinate, but then also treat her like, well, to be honest, your grown-ass daughter. She's an adult that you treat like a little child, and that's not going to go well, because then she started figuring out, one, she started talking to the other crazy adult you have in another room, and they have this weird sexual tension going on where it's like you don't know, this is all fucking bad, and you have brought them all here under one roof, and then she has this idea that somehow you are still favorable to Creel, who betrayed you. And you haven't, which also makes me go, I'm wondering what's happening with Creel right now, because we haven't seen him, and he did betray them. So,
but he's been made to comply in the past.
True. So I'm like, how? So I don't know, but like again, I thought it was very good. And then Ruby turns and was like, "Yeah, you're my weakness too." And yeah, you made a mistake here. You made a mistake.
Big mistake.
So. Bad combo here with Ruby and Strucker, because they're just not good. This make Coulson conversation.
It's dusty in here, man.
Oof, boy, I knew it was coming. I like May said, the decision is made with people who love you. That's me. I love you. And he didn't say anything. I thought that would shut you up, because the entire time he's trying to cut her off as she's trying to have this conversation with him. And then she walks away. It's like, yeah, Phil, you lost that one, yo. You lost that one.
Advantage Melinda.
Yeah, but she was right. It's like, yo, fine. You want Daisy to lead when you're gone. That's fine. But you're rushing her into this. She was making a bunch of decisions that, you know, were only focused on getting you back. Because you put yourself in that situation. You have put her in an impossible situation. You want her to lead. You want her to be successful, but you've made it hard for her to do that.
Right.
You know, it's not like you haven't sat down with her, pass on your knowledge, helped her be a leader, and do it that way. You literally left, and then she had to take over and be in charge. It's like, that's not how you do that. That's not good enough. That's not going to help her grow and be the person she needs to be. And you've done that because you've given up. You've accepted the fact that you're going to die. And instead of letting us help you and making a decision with us, you've made the decision on your own, as if it's just you on your own. You know? You have people that love you. You have people that care about you, myself included. And you are no longer allowed to do that. You are no longer allowed. It's like, let's be honest here. I mean, you guys are very basically married. That's a family.
Oh, yeah.
That's a family unit. All right. You and Melinda have been together for the longest time. Like, maybe not like together, but damn it, like, you guys are a family. And then you have Daisy, who is like your surrogate daughter. At the very, very least, the three of you should be having this conversation.
Right. This should be a family meeting.
Right. It should be a family meeting. And then when you go back and look at it, it's like everything Phil has done. I mean, we start with making the decision with the Ghost Rider, making the deal. But everything else beyond that. Like, Phil has always been reckless. And Phil has always done things that it made decisions based on the idea that everyone else will be fine without him. And it's kind of, it's not a bad leadership quality of thinking that you've trained the people below you so that if you're gone, they'll be able to keep it moving and keep going, because we know that they can, because they have. The team has definitely done that. But I think what Phil has forgotten is that beyond just that, they're not just agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This isn't just a work relationship. They're all family. And there is an emotional connection to him that I think he is underplaying and underselling.
He's been trying to underplay and undersell it to make the decisions he's making be easier.
Right. And Melinda calls him on and it's like, you can't do that, because you are a huge part of what we are as a unit, and you can't just go out here and do these things. And it's true. Like, it's not like they were operating, you see what Phil should have realized is, like, once you were gone, you saw what happened, right? Daisy would have got Robin. Fitz Simmons and Yo-Yo locked Mac up in the brick. Like, shit kind of went to hell. And it's not because, like, Daisy's a bad leader or things like that. Is you were here and then you were gone. Like, there was no plan. Like, and you're also doing this in the middle of a fire. Like, we haven't had a downtime to. This isn't like in between seasons when you let somebody else run S.H.I.E.L.D. It was like last season when you let somebody else run S.H.I.E.L.D. and you let somebody else be in charge and you had Mace come in and things like that. This isn't like that where we had a transition to power. All right?
No.
We are literally on the run. We are literally in the middle of things, and you decide that you're going to go out here and be
unilaterally decide.
Right. With no talk. Like when May was like, "Yo, I could have snuck it, gone to the Zephyr, I could have, done a nose. We could have done something else. We could have worked something else out." You decided on your own to do that, and that's not going to work now. You can't do that now, And I'm glad. I'm glad she said that, because Phil needed to hear that. I think he also needed to hear that, he does have people that love him, and that he can't just keep going out here doing these things like he's been doing. Like, it's wrong. So
it's unsustainable.
Completely unsustainable. Completely. So here's the thing. Here's what I've been thinking. So I saw this, and I was thinking, I was like, so this show likes to show us things, to make us think it's one thing, but then do another thing. So obviously we know that Ruby's going to get into that chamber, and so people are automatically thinking that the problem is going to be Ruby becomes the destroyer of worlds. There's a fight between her and Daisy, and that's what cracks the universe, right? But remember what, and I'm glad Yo-Yo finally told Fitz and Simmons this. Remember what she said? We got to let Phil Coulson die.
Mm-hmm.
What if what happens is they try to put Coulson in the machine? And that's the problem. Because right now,
I hadn't even thought about that.
Because they're trying to save Coulson. So how do you save Coulson? Well, here you have, this machine that'll change your genetic makeup. Somebody's gonna go, we can use it to save Coulson. You put him in that machine, and that's where all hell breaks loose. Or instead of destroying the machine, when you need it, somebody goes, let's keep it around because we can use it to save Coulson. That could be it. So that's what I've been thinking. I'm because I feel like we're still getting. I feel like we're still getting false information. We're still getting red herrings to chase after. Because
I think we're still on track for the end of the world.
Oh no! Hell yeah! I mean,
I think Ruby gets the powers.
Absolutely.
And I think things are going to go largely the way. I think that at a crucial moment, someone will have a decision: do I try to save Phil or do I try to keep this fight going? Mm-hmm. And they turn or they blink or something happens where saving Phil crosses their mind, and that's what costs them. I think it's not going to be a long, drawn-out series of decisions. I think it's going to be a moment.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's about to be fucking devastating. You see they released the title of the season finale?
No, what's it called?
You want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
The end.
Well, you know they're writing this as if they're not getting another season. So, and here's a crazy thing though. Let's say they do, and let's say they go with this, and then you end up getting a show without Phil Coulson, which I think. Here's the thing, they can do.
They put the work in to pull it off. I was about to say that too.
They can do this. You can go forward and not have Phil Coulson, or you can have Phil Coulson in different roles. Because again, we have plenty of LMDs. So,
oh my God, you're right.
there are ways to do this. God forbid they put his body into an LMD and like you can live forever now.
But they put him into a ward LMD.
Oh, see, now you're just being mean.
I am. It's true.
You're just being.
Not denying that one bit.
Now you're just. Come on, man. Like that's fucking crazy. But no, you're right. I mean, right now they can go any way they want. They can do anything. They can end this season. They can bring it back. I think they've set it up well so that we can go either way. And I mean, God forbid, I would love to get a season 6. You know, I'm not going to turn down more Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I hands down think this is one of the best written shows on network TV. Just with the ideas they go with, the way that they have trained us as an audience to not trust with our own 2 eyes what we see, to not get emotionally attached to anything because that's when we get emotionally attached, we know that's when they're going to snatch it away from us. The fact that they're able to, you know, not hold on to big, had to hold our hands with different plot points and things like that because they know we can do that. Like, and the fact that the characters are so lovable and likable and things like that, like, yeah, they can pull this off. I would love to see it for season 6, but I also know that we can just go out in a blaze of glory and be okay.
Or a cracked planet.
Well, technically we can't crack the planet because we do know that Thanos is coming. So, I mean, can't crack the planet. Something it has to, unless they reveal that they came back to an alternate universe.
There's your yep.
So, you know, there is that. Not yeah. So I don't know. I love this show. I love it. I love the fact that Deke got high on them drugs. It started professing his love for Daisy.
Oh, Deke.
And then I love the fact that she walked right in afterwards, and Piper and fucking Mac are just like, "Oh no, we're not gonna say nothing now. Nope."
That was some real respectful shit. I really did appreciate that. I was like, wow, that could have really dimed out your boy and made it much worse than it was. But they chose not to.
I think they chose not to because they didn't want to deal with that awkwardness, yo. And
which reasons? Whoa, I didn't talk about reasons. I told you what happened.
Which I'm 100% down for. I'm like, oh no, I would not want to have that conversation as well either. So. But yeah. Oh, wait, so one thing I want to look up for this so when is that season finale?
I have no idea.
Let me see if they have a date on it. She has a date is May 18th. So May 18th.
So a month.
Yep, a month from now. And remember that's after Infinity War.
It is. Which we're 2 weeks away, Chris.
Whew, boy.
Wait, when are we recording we're doing the mailbag the 22nd, right?
Yes.
So I guess we'll be back sometime after the 22nd to talk about Infinity War. Because we didn't say it's on the schedule, but we're going to do it. We know we are.
Oh, I think we already talked about that. We're doing it on the 29th when we do Arrow.
Wonderful.
And after we do Arrow and Agent Shield, we're going to do a spoiler review. So make sure you sign up for premium so you can hear us talk about that. But yeah, man, I cannot wait for Infinity War. I love the fact that what's crazy about this is two things. One, I had a friend send me an email because they were worried about they did the math and I was like, oh well, you're right about this, about Black Panther coming out on Blu-ray so early because it's only been, I think by the time it comes out it'll be only 14 weeks into the theater.
They're gonna make so much money off the Blu-ray,
right? And that's why I had to explain. I was like, oh no, what you're missing here is this is brand synergy, and they didn't want to wait a few more weeks because here's the thing, I think people don't understand how big Infinity War is going to be.
They really don't. Like, some people came to this just off Black Panther, like, yeah, this is the great. I'm like,
So here's the thing. You're going to get some of that Black Panther crowd, They're gonna.
Because
Black
but
Panther
like
2.
the spectacle, they're not ready for the level of spectacle.
Oh no. And what I mean by this is like so they did Black Panther and then they got Infinity War. And there's a reason why all the Infinity War stuff is heavy on Black Panther because they want to keep a good sizable portion of that crowd. So they don't mind you guys calling Infinity War Black Panther 2. They don't not mind that. They want that shit. A matter of fact. Then you're gonna get
the ticket gets bought.
Right. Then they're gonna get the group of people that are just, this is an event. We have never seen anything like this before, where you have a cinematic universe after 10 years culminates into all, not just a handful of crossovers, but all of the crossovers into one movie. That is huge. So people are going to go for that shit. So yeah, the theaters are going to be shut down. So at that point, taking Black Panther out of the theater is a smart idea because nobody's making any money those weekends anyway when Infinity War comes out. So how do you make money? Easy. People come out of the theater, and you're like, yeah, you like that Infinity War, didn't you? You like Black Panther? You like T'Challa in that too? Wouldn't you want to see more Black Panther? Here is the Blu-ray. Here is the digital version. You can do this. It's not lost on me because I believe. Let me double check this. So the Blu-ray comes the streaming. The streaming is I think the 8th, and the Blu-ray is the 15th. Deadpool got moved to the 18th. Disney is putting a chokehold on the competition. They basically have gone from February until only very recently not having Black Panther be a #1 movie. They're going to come out with Infinity War, which is going to be another $1 billion, maybe more, movie. And you saw the Solo trailer, right?
I didn't. I still haven't seen it.
Go watch.
I fell off.
Go watch the Solo trailer. Solo's gonna make some money, guys. There's a reason why Deadpool moved from that weekend after Solo to hoping that Infinity War dies down a little bit.
Which is a silly hope.
In its third weekend, it was either that or go up against Star Wars. So it's like this is a chokehold that Disney has had on the box office from February through May and June. Like that's what this is. So what they're looking at is like, okay, let's put the Blu-ray out for Black Panther, the biggest movie, so far of the year. We'll have that drop the week, like the second and third weekends of Infinity War. So now, while Infinity War is getting the biggest movie of all time, TV spots, you're also going to have TV spots for picking up the Blu-ray for Black Panther. It's all connected. And holy shit, man. They're going to make so much money. But here's the crazy thing. They're not really showing anything in the teasers, in the trailers, and the TV spots. We haven't really seen anything. It's usually mostly the same stuff over and over again. We still don't know who. I think we know one person who's voicing the Black Order. But we don't know anything about this movie really. And it's about to come out. And that makes me very, very excited and also very, very nervous. Because what are they going to do to us? What are they going to do to us? Oh, I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
It's going to be greatness.
Oh, my God. Between this and the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this other... Just so much. So much. So much. Right, Black Panther comes out the weekend of the season finale of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's all connected. It all works together. God damn it, they're some fucking geniuses.
None of it's a mistake.
None of it is a mistake. Oh, man. All right, well, that's it. Make sure you guys send your emails in for mailbag. We're recording the mailbag earlier this month. We're doing it on the 22nd. It'll still be out on the regular time. The last Friday of the month, but we have to record it a little bit earlier. We're recording on the 22nd, so make sure you send us in your emails at mailbag@mtrnetwork.net. And yeah, folks, make sure to fill out the listener survey, and we will be back soon. Thank you guys very much. Peace.